Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Tech This Week. My name is Apulak. Hope all of you are keeping well. So today, I would confront a question which is uncomfortable, but I feel is crucial. And the question I want to ask is, are we truly serious about curbing corruption? You may wonder, why am I talking about corruption suddenly? Because if you think of it as a nation, right? Uh, we complain about it over a cup of tea, traffic jams, over discussions during elections. But are we really ready to confront the reality? Or are we so used to it, knowingly or unknowingly, become accustomed to it? We know corruption exists in a country. I mean, I yes, does it make me wonder? I'm on a public forum saying it aloud, but it's a truth, right? There is an issue of corruption that exists in our nation, but the question that we're trying to answer is, can we do something about it? And more importantly, are we willing to do something about it? But before that, let's start with a fundamental question. Why does corruption persist? You know, Despite knowing what are the challenges, right? The truth is, corruption is not just a problem. It's actually an ecosystem. It thrives because it benefits a few, while the rest of us either accept it at the cost of doing business or feel powerless to challenge it. I mean, it's a fact, right? Think about it. Why do people pay bribes? Often it is to cut through bureaucratic red tape, avoid penalties, or simply secure what should already be their right. We're so accustomed to giving bribes. You know, the system is rigged, to make corruption an easy shortcut, as if there's nothing wrong in that. And then personal gains align with the shortcut, the incentive to stop it completely disappears. You know, so like I said, do we as a society have the collective will to dismantle the system, even if it means giving up certain conveniences? You know, or are we content to let it persist because it seems easier than confronting it? You know, Corruption actually has become normalized in our daily lives. But does that mean we cannot eradicate it? Yes, eradicating corruption can seem to be impossible, but probably it is not. It is deeply entrenched, right from local governance to the highest corridors of power. The challenge actually lies in dual nature of the problem. On one hand, it's a public evil that damages trust on institutions. On the other, it's a private benefit for those who profit from it. Therefore, how we create a system where honesty is just not a moral idea but also a practical advantage. Think of it. If somewhere I can start rewarding honesty, can we give a do a workaround on it? Before that, since it is about tech this weekend, there has to have an element of technology. Question that I ask myself: can technology help in a fight against corruption? So, for decades, technology's role has been to make things faster, quicker, safer, and so on and so forth. But today, there are certain sets of technology which have the potential to change things even as far as corruption goes. And I'll give you for an examples. I'm no expert, but what came to my mind and what I read up while doing this podcast: blockchain. Imagine a world where every rupee of public money is traceable. Blockchain creates this immutable ledger, ensuring that funds allocated, say, infrastructure or for an education institution are used exactly as intended. No scope for diversion, no hidden transactions, right? Then you have AI. Everybody talks about AI systems can analyze procurement data, for instance, flagging unusual patterns like inflated contracts or repetitive awards to the same vendor. Then you have digital governance. When processes go digital, the need for middlemen completely vanishes. Imagine if every government file could be traced in real time by citizen. You know, Bribes, I won't say in immediate world, but yes, can become obsolete if we deploy some of these methods. Then you have IoT. IoT devices can enable real time monitoring of government assets, supply chains, and infrastructure, preventing misuse and ensuring credibility in accounting. In fact, we have many examples also where you know using technology uh, has helped in curbing corruption in some practices. I'll start with in India, in fact. For instance, Indian Railways uses AI to monitor its massive tendering system, identifying anomalies overlooked by humans. Then you have India's direct benefit transfer system, which is called a DBT. It ensures subsidies reach beneficiaries without leakages. So there are certain things in place. Then smaller countries like Estonia, Georgia, they've digitized everything. They've used blockchain to maintain land ownership records, reducing property disputes and corruption. So while a lot can be done, yeah, the bigger question is, are we willing to use these technologies to their full potential? I think the answer lies in, fighting corruption isn't just about technology, and we know that. It's actually reshaping the human behavior. Corruption thrives because people believe it's necessary to survive the system stacked against it. That includes me. I'm not Holy Zindal who's thinking beyond this. It includes, because I'm also a mere mortal. How do we change that? I think, again, if you look at it from a lens, make honesty rewarding. Rewarding honesty is just about public recognition. It's about giving tangible benefits, incentives. Bribes thrive because it provides financial gains. We know that, right? That's the entire concept of bribes. So countering it requires making honesty equally, if not more, lucrative. So government organizations could introduce monetary rewards for ethical officials, akin to the cost of customer acquisition business. So that's the cost that you are ready to spend or invest to battle the devil called corruption. The cost of ensuring honesty should be seen as an investment, a reward that offsets the financial temptation of corruption. Makes sense. Yeah. Who puts the money? I may not have all the answers to this. It's just a thought. So when integrity starts paying off tangibly, it transforms from a moral choice into a viable and attractive option. So the need for bribery disappears. Also create a trust index where citizens vote for the most transparent public offices, which could also foster, healthy competition. Then you have, empowering whistleblowers, anonymous reporting platforms coupled with legal protection. They encourage people to expose corruption without fear of retaliation, right? The bottom line actually is, to fight corruption, we need two things: collective will and technology. The first requires us to ask a tough question and make even tougher choices. The second, technology, empowers us to implement those choices and effectively. That's all. But that's where the catch is. Unless the fight against corruption benefits everyone, people will continue to allow it to persist. It has to be encompassing to everyone. We must create a system where transparency is the only norm, not the exception, and where honesty is actually rewarded and truly incentivized and not punished. That's it from my end. Guys, have a great week ahead. Bye for now.